Okay, I've got a question. What do the most obedient of golden retrievers, a meddling mother, and CGI fireworks have in common?
Well, somehow, believe it or not, they are all key plot points in 2019's Love and Sunshine. We've got a lot to talk about, Jennifer.
We do, Josh, and we'll unwrap it all in this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
If you like holiday movies from the classics to newbies, let's sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh. Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Well, summer is in full swing. The 4th of July, Jennifer, right around the corner, which is the big holiday moment that we're getting in the movie we're reviewing on this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
That's right, so get your sparklers ready. The plot summary, we'll get to that in a moment, but first, do us a favor, help us grow our podcast by liking it. You can subscribe to it. You can write a brief review. Tell a friend. It really helps us out. While you're at it, follow us on social media. You can find all of the links at our website, doyouwatchwhatiwatch.com.
Easy breezy. Well, here is the plot summary for Love and Sunshine. We had to watch this one on Amazon. Not really easy to find these days on Hallmark, so we actually had to shell out. I think I paid $3.99 to rent this one and watch it. So there you have it. Anyway.
Agreed. And that was just the SD version, but we have it for a few more hours. I might go back and take it for another spin.
Why not?
Can we write this off on our bank account?
Get your money's worth.
This movie was highly loved on a Facebook post that we had made in one of the Hallmark Facebook groups. People loved this movie, and they suggested it, and you selected it, so here we are.
Here we are. A woman has been fostering a dog as she recovers from a broken heart. Well, there you go. As the owner returns to claim the dog, will sparks fly? I guess you should say, will sparklers fly? Or will it just lead to another broken heart? Big question.
Well, let's find out.
Curtain up, and we get Sheryl Crow. Okay, budget.
Wanted to soak up the sun.
Soak up the sun. Yeah. And our female...
Up that budget.
Right, seriously. And our female lead, Danica McKellar, as a gal named Allie, she wants to soak up the sun and winds up walking the most adorable golden retriever. Turns out the dog's name is Sunshine, by the way, which we learn when Allie's neighbor, Corinne, stops her in the park to talk about hedges. At first, I was like, why are we talking about hedges? But then we learn that Allie works at a nursery and knows her stuff. She's super likable and seems to know a lot about plants. So,
if you were to name a dog after a weather system or weather condition, what would your dog's name be?
That's a great question. Cold front. Tornado. I think Tornado would be a good dog name.
I would go with Rainbow.
Oh, that's a good one, too. All right, see?
I saw one on the way home, and it was majestic.
Rainbow. There you go.
Rainbow the pup.
Well, cut to a military homecoming, and we see our male lead, Mark Deklin. His name is Jake. And he hops off the bus, and he has the most American of homecomings with his niece and nephews. It is every American military homecoming cliche you've ever thought of, all wrapped up in one. We're back at the nursery. The place is called All Living Things. And Allie gives more stellar advice on purple plants when, ruh-roh, some dude named Ben, who apparently broke off an engagement with Allie 2 months prior, shows up at the nursery to buy some more of her quality plants. Ben fumbles through a half apology, and she's feeling some sort of way about it, namely icky. What was your initial reaction to Ben when he hopped on the scene, Jennifer?
Well, I thought he looks familiar. Did you recognize him?
He does look familiar. Who is he?
It was Dr. Colin from Wedding Every Weekend.
Are you kidding me? Is this his lot in life to play these sorts of...
He's been in 8,000 other movies like this, too.
Wow.
So, what are the odds we would do 2 back-to-back in the same month with Dr. Colin Ben?
In this same kind of role as the guy who's not going to be the guy for the girl who's the girl.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Mind blown.
All right, so we're at Jake's family's house, which is like really dreamy. It's kind of a house that I want to live in.
It was beautiful.
Right?
So nice. Had a Nantucket feel. Loved
Very
it.
much so, yeah. He's chatting with his brother over some brewskis. His mom brings out strawberries and ice cream for the kiddos. It is all just like impossibly American.
She's
And
the hostess with the mostest.
And they all sort of wonder if Jake's going to get called back into the military service at some point sometime. It turns out that Sunshine is his pooch, of course, and he waxes philosophical about the bond that he has with his dog over some really sort of unnecessarily sad music. He says, quote, "Nothing comes between you and your dog." And then immediately he calls Allie to arrange the pickup. So obviously we're getting the plot here. We're going to get our meet cute. Here it comes.
Yes.
He is sad about saying goodbye, and she has a heart-to-heart with Sunshine at the nursery. Of course, here comes Ben, showing up with his hotshot clients. There are a couple who own a bakery, and the wife really wants color. The husband wants stone and hardscaping, and Ben is somehow caught in the middle. Now, did you buy this sort of B subplot situation with them as a couple? No.
Well, okay, I bought that Ben is a landscape architect and that's how he met Allie by coming into the nursery. I can buy that, and that they still run into each other because he continues to supply or buy flowers and plants for her. I can get behind that. But the couple, the bakery couple, wasn't her name like Lady T or something?
Something.
The fact that she literally grabs Allie by the arm, they walk arm in arm 5 seconds after meeting one another. Like, you get my vision. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. No, I didn't need any of that.
No, yeah. It was a little, seemed out of left field and early for that kind of thing to be happening. Anyway, we're back at Jake's, and a gal named Donna shows up in a convertible. She apparently ditched him, wrote him a Dear John letter while he was away on military service. Oof. Somehow she thinks a pie is going to make it all better, and it doesn't.
She called it apology pie, which I did appreciate.
I was just going to say, I think we need more desserts that are tied to apologies because our world would be a better place.
Or feelings in general. But I wrote in my notes, who is this temptress? Donna?
Donna, right. We could have come up with better.
Donna.
Donna. Jeez, a whiz. Anyway, Jake swings by All Living Things. He's there to buy a nice plant for the woman who watched his pooch, not knowing that it's Allie, and this is actually Allie's business. So, of course, we get our meet cute, and the dog knows how to salute. It's so cute. The dog just puts his little paw up. It's really sweet.
It's very cute.
Turns out Jake bought the same plant she literally has everywhere in her house. It's supposed to be funnier than it really is.
Yeah. That might be a theme.
That might be a theme. Yeah. Stay tuned. He asks her to go for a walk, and she reveals the drama with her engagement, and he reveals that he also had a breakup. There's an ice cream cart. They get fudge pops, and some obnoxious youth, of course, knocks her into him. She gets fudge pop on his shirt. Oh, no. Again, it's supposed to be funnier than it actually is. He takes Sunshine.
That kid, like, body slammed her. You know? It was aggressive stunt doubling or something. I wonder if Danica does her own scenes because it was just
Hazard pay.
such a mess. But I did have to laugh and like, okay, the ice cream cart was cute. So what would be your go-to ice cream treat from like a little prepackaged cartridge?
It wouldn't be a fudge pop. It would probably be a Klondike bar. I love a Klondike.
Oh, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Pretty much anything.
Anything?
How about
I would
you?
go with the strawberry shortcake ice cream.
Oh, with like
that
the
has
little
crumbles.
crusties. Yes, that's
Because it's
also a
like,
good one.
You know, different textures. I enjoy
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
No, Andy was halfway watching this with me, my husband, and he said, did they just say what I think they said? And at one point, Danica says, truth be known. Is that correct?
No, I
It's
think she
truth
meant
be
truth
told.
be told.
She definitely said truth be known. So,
Mm.
anywho, I digress.
Anywho.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Fudge Pops.
So he takes Sunshine, the dog, but he forgot to sign the paperwork, guaranteeing, of course, they will see each other again. Allie is with the bakery lady, and she pitches this really vague vision for the fanciest seaside backyard I've ever seen. Later, while watering plants in a casual sundress, she calls Jake to have him sign the paperwork. He sees her sketches for the fancy backyard, and later also sees her wreck of a deck out back, which was left unfinished in the shambles of her engagement, apparently. Of course, Jake, being the guy that he is, offers to fix it up. Next scene, in one of this movie's more bizarre moments, we get Allie blowing bubbles, with her sister in the backyard over a glass of rosé and continuing to unpack her relationship drama. Jennifer, as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
has there ever been a scenario in your life where you've just casually been in a backyard with a gal pal blowing bubbles?
Not that I can recall. No. I like gal pal time. I like some hot goss. I like bubbles, but I have a kid. Can't say I've ever married the two together.
Yeah.
That was really random.
Yeah, where is the Venn
It's like,
diagram?
we need to give them something to do with their hands. Bubbles.
Bubbles. We've got some bubbles. Yeah.
Bubbles while they drink the bubbly. There was a lot of drinking in this movie, I felt like.
Lots
To have
of
been
wine.
a couple years old even. Yeah,
Lots of wine. And a missed opportunity because none of these wines appeared to be the Hallmark Channel wines, which usually is what they do when someone's drinking wine in one of these things. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was before the wine club was invented.
Could be. Yeah. So apparently Jake is off having dinner with his mom back at this really fancy house, and mom is worried that he's getting too close too soon. And I'm like, huh? How does mom know all of this stuff about this budding relationship? All because of the deck. Apparently mom is concerned that he's doing too much and getting too close to this woman. Anyway, Sunshine is off being cute in the distant. Like they pan over and the dog's just on the edge of the sofa like this.
I just always want B-roll footage of Sunshine. That would have been a great addition. Give me bonus features on a DVD of Sunshine frolicking.
Yeah. I mean, do we really need love and sunshine? Maybe we just do a new movie called Sunshine and let it be that.
Sunshine, 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 sunshine squared. Yeah.
Yeah. Ben calls Allie. She agrees to go to lunch with him. And I'm like, girl, why? Anyway, Jake shows up and the two of them decide to build a deck. It's surprisingly clean for a work site, like nary a piece of sawdust anywhere. There's some flirty banter. She's wearing wedges. There's no eye protection. And this is exactly when my wife, Lauren, utters, I hate this movie. Now, truth be told, or truth be known, as Danica McKellar would say,
Yeah.
I'm reserving judgment for the time being.
We must.
We
For the
must.
integrity of the pod, we must watch the complete feature film
Yes.
before
No dipping out. No dipping out.
More to come. No.
They hug, and he leaves with Sunshine, but not before inviting her over for the 4th of July, which is apparently a big deal at his mom's house. She's back at work. She's recapping the whole thing with the deck with her sister. Ben shows up again. Yuck. And reconfirms for their lunch date. Her sister Emma is like, come on, Allie. What are you doing with your life? Anyway, someone,
Was
it
this
turns
when
out...
he'd fix the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yes, exactly. Someone fixed the wobbly railing at the nursery. And this turns into sort of a big-time mystery for about 35 seconds until she realizes that Jake is the cat's meow and fixed it because that's, quote, just the kind of person he is.
His sister said, if I knew someone like that, I wouldn't be single.
Spoiler.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
You just need somebody to fix your railing.
That's exactly
The
it.
bar's pretty low.
Bar's low for that one. Yeah. Anyway, Allie wistfully wonders if she's starting to have some sort of feelings and then emails her final plans for the fancy backyard to the bakery lady. Allie's at lunch with Ben. He lays it all out on the line. He wants her back, and she's like, no. He tries to win her over by having dessert brought to the table, but it turns out it's just the one that he wants, which is emblematic of their entire relationship, apparently, for Allie. So,
Guys, never order for a gal because every time they do that in these movies, they get the order wrong. Just say, hey, what would you like?
yeah.
They never know the girl as well as they think they do.
Yeah, exactly. Cut to Jake and Allie. Apparently their work on the deck went really well because now it's totally finished and they're sipping wine on the deck. And they go off to the dog park immediately afterward. Dog park, I should say, immediately afterward. They happen upon a water balloon fight at a birthday party casually in this park. And then we get a dog washing montage. Ay, ay, ay.
When he got hit with the water balloon, a kid said, sorry, mister. It was straight up Leave It to Beaver terminology. It's like, what are we watching? How old is this movie?
Well, not only that, but they're walking precariously close in this very large park to these kids with water balloons. And I thought to myself, I see where this is going immediately. Turns out the bakery lady absolutely loved Allie's design, of course, and wants her to do it The bakery lady is super Oprah about the whole thing, telling her to trust her vision and step into her design destiny. It was very sort of this girl power moment for Allie, which I don't know that I really bought entirely.
No, and I don't buy that Allie has never done any design work, but she can suddenly sketch perspectives of landscape designs.
Freehand.
Mm-mm. Not buying it. Because some people have gone to design school and worked in the industry for a long time and still cannot sketch anything freehand. So
There's that.
maybe Allie's just gifted. Maybe she's just got that natural gift.
Could be. Jake's off doing construction stuff, and his brother, being a tool bag, grabs the phone and dials Donna and hands the phone to Jake, trying to mend those fences there. Anyway, Jake agrees to go out to dinner with Donna at a hot new restaurant in town, which basically looks like, I don't know, Applebee's or something. And so he sits down with Donna, and he sees Ben and Allie at the restaurant too. Oof, she's there to tell him about the job at the bakery lady's house, but Jake thinks that Allie's there on a date with this Ben. It's like a classic Hallmark miscommunication here.
He can't really be too upset because he was on a date with Donna.
True.
An actual date.
Yeah, true. I think both of them were like, oh. It was that sort of thing where obviously we've got to have a little oopsie doodle at this.
And there's only one restaurant in the whole town, I guess.
Apparently so, right? Exactly. Yeah. So it's a classic Hallmark miscommunication. Jake steps in to make sure that she's okay when the conversation between Allie and Ben is going a little bit sideways. And then she discovers, Allie does, that Jake is there with Donna. So Jake's sad, really bummed out, and he comes home and has a heart-to-heart with Sunshine about the whole thing. Allie's bummed too.
Allie seemed really surprised that Ben was upset. So basically, Lady T is hiring Allie to do the backyard, and Ben's going to do the front yard landscape stuff. First of all, it's dumb. It's not. It needs to be cohesive. It needs to be a cohesive design. And second of all, I would be upset too. This is not her wheelhouse, and she is literally on Ben's turf.
Yeah,
literally
stomping
all over it. Ben was like, "Oh, you're upset? Oh, I think Ben's no saint, but I would think he's justified to be mad." There. So.
I would agree. Yeah. Cut to the 4th of July, as evidenced by every 4th of July decoration you've ever seen in an Oriental trading catalog at Jake's mom's house. We finally learn her name. It's Margot. Of course it's Margot. And Jake and Allie go for a walk immediately when she shows up to the party. They go on this little rocky beach. Of course it's rocky, and she's still wearing these dumb wedges, so he offers her his arm. My wife, Lauren, hated the fact that she wore wedges the entire movie. Like,
I noticed the wedges too. First of all, nobody was wearing wedges a few years ago. Like,
no,
they weren't in style then, Danica. And don't be traipsing around rocky terrain in your wedges. Stop it.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, Donna later at the night at the party, because she spends all afternoon making googly eyes with Jake. It's clear that they are into each other. Did you have something?
No, I'm just rolling my eyes. Which doesn't work for a podcast.
No. Donna stops Allie a bit later on and basically says, he can be yours. I'm going to get out of the way. Donna's nice about it and basically tells Allie to go for it. So lo and behold, they do, and they immediately smooch under the fireworks. So there you have it. They are officially a couple. So we get a falling in love montage. He sets up a champagne gazebo at her nursery, makes some really lovey-dovey remarks, and cut to the celebration at the baker lady's backyard. So all of this stuff just sort of whamma-jamma. We get some yada, yada, yada for some of these key plot points just to move things along. So we're led to believe that there's a passage of time of 2 or 3 months, but it's still seemingly the middle of July, even though now we're technically supposed to be September, October.
That's true, because when he has the gazebo thing, he says, I have the best view in town, and then fireworks go off. Maybe those were Labor Day fireworks.
Could be. Interesting.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
We'll make that canon.
Yeah, we're going to make that work. Yeah. So Ben shows up to finally apologize and admit that they weren't right for each other. So we get some resolution to that plot point too. So we're getting things out of the way. And it's at this point that I pause the movie because I want to know what's going to happen here. And I start trying to guess to myself, can I figure out what the oopsie doodle's going to be? You know, I did.
Because there was 11 minutes and 16 seconds left in the movie when the oopsie doodle dropped.
Yes. And I knew it was coming.
Didn't call it?
I didn't call it. Did you call it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Like 11 minutes into the movie, I called it.
Well, there you go. So bottom line, he gets called back up for surface. So he breaks up with her, goes over there. They have this very dramatic, very sad scene. And he's bummed. She's bummed. It's a nightmare. It's a disaster. Mom, being the meddling mom that she is, talks some sense into him and says, quote, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith, which, okay, whatever. Anyway, we're back to the same sort of military base that we started at the very beginning of this. And they're all saying goodbye to him. He's going to get on the bus, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, Allie shows up. She looked
great.
She looked great. But what was she wearing? Another sundress and more wedges. I mean, come on.
I think the sundresses almost always had flowers on them because she works with flowers, in case you're wondering.
Like,
that'd be like if I showed up with a sundress and microphones on.
I feel like the whole budget for this movie went to that Sheryl Crow song we heard at the beginning and Danica's wedges. Because
probably so. Yeah. Probably
anyway, Mom slips Jake a ring and he proposes. So we get a wedding photo montage. Okay.
Of postcards, yeah.
And of course,
in the wedding.
Sunshine's in the wedding, and we get our happy ever after in like lickety split.
It was abrupt.
Okay, it's time for our gold or coal segment where we each are going to give 3 gifts. If there's more gold here, it's sunny skies ahead. If there's more coal, it's a gray day. Womp, womp, womp. And if it's a tie, it's just meh. So, Jennifer, what'd you think? Coming to you first. Hit me with it.
I'm going to give some gold to Mark Deklin, specifically. I've seen Danica's movies before. I enjoy her. But Mark Deklin, the male lead, was charming, relatable. It didn't seem forced. I thought he did a great job at being the guy of the movie.
Okay, I'm going to give a little bit of coal here and ask a question. The chemistry was not super believable for me between these two. And I just need to know, do you think that he might have been a skosh too old for this role?
I think they dressed her young. I think they dressed her they styled her young. I don't know their age difference in real life, but I did think it looked a little odd, but I think it's because of the styling of the two of them. We're very night and day. And because of his character. I mean, he's an established, he's gone to war. He's, got a career. He's got his business with the construction, Like, I think they just kind of leveled him up in age in that regard with his story.
Okay. I also thought that the age gap between him and his mom was not nearly what it should be for her to have been his mom. Anyway, moving on. Your next gift.
Okay. I'm going to give Cole. I was bored. I was so bored. Boring. I was bored. I planned a neighborhood event during this movie. There's going to be a 4th of July parade in my neighborhood, in case you're wondering.
Love and sunshine.
Now, I will say I was inspired by all the 4th of July regalia in the movie at the party. We had fruit-infused water that was red, white, and blue. There were cupcakes. There were all these things. They had Eagle marshmallow desserts. Did you see that on the display? And I was like, I want to do something for the 4th of July. I'm going to plan a kid, scooters, a little go-kart parade in my neighborhood on the 4th of July, but I was not paying attention to the movie because it was boring.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to give some gold here. Sunshine, the dog, literally made me want to have a golden retriever yesterday, period.
Sunshine was adorable.
Love Sunshine.
Although I was afraid Sunshine was going to die at one point.
I was worried too. Or go missing.
When Sunshine went missing, when they were like, where's Sunshine? I was like, did Sunshine escape or is Sunshine dead? One of the two. And then it never went anywhere. Sunshine just shows up in the next scene looking CGI.
I thought that was going to be the oopsie doodle.
That was weird. Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, your last one.
My last one. She took her ex's landscape architecture job, and you can't convince me otherwise. She's not a landscape architect. She needs to stay in her lane. Cool.
Cool. My last is, I'm going to give gold. I thought this was a pretty good B cast from the Doofy X's, both in Donna and Ben. They did their roles well, and then also meddling mom. Though she was meddling and slightly annoying, I think, I did actually like her character in this film. I thought she was good.
Yeah, she was fun. She almost got taken out by a balloon at one point. She was chasing one of the nephews inside her, or was it Sunshine? She was chasing somebody inside that nice house, and it looked like a whoopsie doodle, and that she was almost decapitated by that balloon.
Yeah. So the bottom line here, if I'm doing the math correctly, Jennifer, we had 3 gold, 3 coal. So it's just kind of a meh for us. Yeah, final thoughts for you.
It was just okay. It was cute. It wasn't offensively bad by any means. It's just not one that I'm ever going to care to watch again. I don't know. There was just, and maybe it was a chemistry thing. There was just something missing. But points for Sunshine. Sunshine's adorable.
Yeah, it sort of felt like a lot of the summary elements of this were really forced. Like, this could have happened any time of the year, but it felt like we had to make it feel like summer. So that's why it had to be 4th of July, and we have to be blowing bubbles, and we have to have ice cream and strawberries and all of the things that are summery. It just, that piece felt a little bit forced. And
wedges. We had to wear wedges.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, and that, friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Special thanks to Nick Schwartz, who you met for the first time last weekend in real life.
I know. It was a thrill. It was a thrill.
I'm sure. Thanks to Nick for our theme song, and thank you to you for listening.
Yeah. Hey, if you like our podcast, be sure to review, subscribe, and of course, tell a friend. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so give us a follow, leave a comment, connect with us. You can also find all the information we've got out there on our website at doyouwatchwhatiwatch.com. Hey, July episodes are coming up, and of course, that means it is going to be Christmas in July, and we are going to review the 2 new flicks debuting on Hallmark just in time for your mid-year Christmas festivities. First up,
it is jolly. We need some jolly.
Yes, let's go. First up, it is a Royal Christmas Crush. Here's the summary from IMDb. Ava accepts the opportunity of a lifetime to work at the Royal Ice Hotel, which leads her to a surprise whirlwind romance with the most important guest of all, the Royal Prince himself. We are going to have a lot to discuss, and until then,
may your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.